House of Fins. My name is Danny and I'm going to walk you through some of the really cool things we have in this week. First off, we have the koi-eyed parrotfish. This really awesome species can be found in coral reefs throughout the western Pacific Oceans. You can find them even in the Great Barrier Reef. They're going to max out at around 10 inches. They can certainly get bigger than that as well. You definitely want to be cautious of that. They're, as far as parrotfish go, a very reasonable option for captivity. They don't get that big. And they're also fairly reef safe. They're predominantly vegetarians. You don't have to worry about them picking at your coral. You still want to be cautious of them potentially doing that, and they might even pick at small invertebrates as well. But other than that, they're a really awesome option for one of your tanks at home. Alrighty, next up we have the big-eyed Cataloofa. I'm sure you're curious as to how it gets that name. You can find this guy in Bali. They'll max out at around 8 inches. They are a deep water species. Those big eyes help them see very well in the dark. They're also fairly peaceful, and they're apparently delicious in Asia. They're a great option for large fish only systems. You just want to be cautious as to who you keep them with, just because, like I said, they are peaceful and they can certainly get bullied. But other than that, they're a solid option for those larger fish only systems out there. Alright, next up we have the hybrid Achilles tank. This is a really beautiful and rare fish. The reason why this guy exists is because in the wild, there's mass spawning events that occur and things happen, streams cross paths, and you end up getting a beautiful fish like this as the result. The behavior is still pretty much the same with these guys, just as well as any of the other larger tangs. They're fairly peaceful. They don't really get along with other tangs of the same species. But they are reef safe, so they're definitely a great option for those larger reef tanks out there. Alrighty, last but most certainly not least, we have the Catalina Gobi. This really awesome fish is going to max out at like 1 to 2 inches. They say super tiny. They're a U.S. native species as well, which is really cool. You can find them on the western coast, so up in like California. They're considered an expert fish, I would say, just because they like really cool water. You're going to want to keep these guys at like a 60 to 70 degree temperature gradient to make them really happy. People have been able to keep them successfully in like 80 degrees, but that just shortens their lifespan a bit. I definitely don't condone that. They're great companions for seahorse tanks. If you do want to keep them with any type of fish, that's usually the preferred way to go about it. A really interesting fact about these guys is they can actually change sex. So the dominant ones end up becoming the males, and also the males will actually rear up the eggs. They'll hang out in a cave and they'll raise the eggs up until they hatch.
Alright everyone, thank you for tuning in for this week's video. Be sure to leave a like as well as following us on all of our social media platforms, be it Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll see you next week.